Hey, what's going on, everybody? UltimatDjz here from the Talking Trek podcast, and we're here with another Teaching Trek video. Now, I know it's not been a whole lot of time since the last one, and you guys were left on the edge of your seats. We were talking about G4 repair cost, and you want to know more, don't you? Well, here we are. I'm going to tell you more right after you subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell, like the video, and don't forget to leave your comments in the section below. That would really help me out. I'd appreciate it. Definitely subscribing, though, and sharing with everybody. You know, tell everybody about it and share it. And then tell more people about it and tell them to share it, and everybody like it and subscribe. Okay, you get the idea. Welcome into another Teaching Trek video. Welcome in to Arc 2, everybody. But as indicated, this particular maintenance bringing a lot more than just Arc-related content. So we talked about it very briefly in the Arc overview. Let's get into some actual details here regarding G4 repair costs. Now, as I had mentioned earlier, what we have seen, what they are doing is a two-step approach. The first approach is just reducing the base value cost of the G4 ships. All the G4 faction ships, including all the uncommons at 42, the survey ships, the survey ships, and then the rares and the epics, okay? Not the jelly. The ISS Black Jellyfish did not get included within this particular update, just the faction ship. So first, let's quickly bounce on over to the actual same spreadsheet that you saw very briefly in the last video, and I've zoomed in on it so that you guys can see it a little bit better, and we'll look at some other different areas here and so forth. So we'll start up here with the Federation ships, okay? And this is what we've seen. What we have seen right here is the old cost. And by the way, keep in mind, these are in millions, okay? And the first thing that jumps out at me, and I know that probably some of the G4 community has actually already done this, but one of the first things that jumps out to me, for example, here with the Newton, is the fact that they didn't change by tier. Look here, tier 4, 5, and 6 all had the exact same repair cost. So I don't know if you guys have actually noticed this when you're out there flying these G4 ships, but if you got it to tier 4, then obviously that was a big one. And by the way, this base value right here is in millions, so that's 1.8 billion tritanium. All right, but it is at base. That's before research efficiencies and so forth and so on. But that was still a really big chunk. And what's more interesting to note is that there were more than one tier that shared the same repair cost, okay? Now, you don't see it as much over here on the Kelvin, but you do. Here, Tier 8 and Tier 9, same. Tier 10 and 11, the same. Over here on the Enterprise, okay? Tier 2 and 3 repeated. 5 and 6, 8 and 9, 11 and 12. It's weird. And by the way, this happens all throughout. Look over here at the Tribune, all right? 5 and 6, the same. 2 and 3, the same, all right? Same thing on the Pylum. 3 tiers that match the same repair cost. Guys, this indicates to me that I kind of feel like this is maybe further evidence that the G4 ships were never proofread. They were really never ready for launch. All right, they went out, but nobody did a once-over on these figures. It was just like, you know, they kind of went in blocks, but then they were never come back and fine-tuned. They were never really, you know, given a good look to make sure that there weren't repeating values. All right, they were just massively inflated and flat in certain tiers. Well, here's what they've done, okay? These are base values. Now, again, keep in mind, folks, these are base values in millions, okay? So research is still going to impact this. But what's interesting is that the research is going to impact it in the exact same way. So let's say, for example, that you've got a 300% repair cost efficiency, all right? Before and after these base value adjustments, the efficiency is going to affect the number the same, all right? If something costs 50 and I've got a 100% repair cost efficiency, then the new cost is 25. If something costs 500 and the repair cost efficiency is still 100%, all right, then I'm left with 500, okay? Did I say that right? I'm confusing myself with numbers now. Nonetheless, my point is this right here, the percentage change field. All right, guys, hear me out. The percentage change field is essentially equal to your net reduction results. And why do I say that? Let me try to do this again without messing it up. If something costs 50, and then I reduce it by, say, 100% in cost efficiency, add it to bonus, that's divided by 2, that equals 25. If I have something that is 500 and I reduce it by the same repair cost efficiency, now it's 250. Okay, it is still half, right? It's still an actual percentage reduction based on the repair cost efficiency. So, folks, when you look here, I want you to get excited, G4 players. Those of you who are, say, on a Newton at Tier 4, for example, I want you to see right now that whatever you have been paying immediately after maintenance lifts, you are paying 71.61% less. Oh, my dear Lord, rejoice, rejoice. G4 repair cost efficiencies are here. Hear me, people. The G4 repair costs are 74% cheaper for some of you, okay? Obviously, this is going to scale. Now, the first thing that some of you guys are going to say, well, golly, look at Tier 8. That one's terrible. Tier 8's only 12%. That's not fair. Well, keep in mind, Tier 8 is where we had a weird freaking duplicate entry before, okay? Now you'll notice that these are all scaling upwards, all right? They're all scaling upwards. So the percentage change for some of these is going to look a little bit awkward because they weren't blended before. It was like stair steps, and now we have a nice bell curve. All right, I'm going to demonstrate that to you in a minute. Let's take a look over here at the Katinga. I know there's a couple of Katingas on my server flying around. Praise Jesus! A Tier 5 Katinga is now going to be net result cheaper. Guys, this is saying that, for example, and I'm not using a real number, if something cost 100 million titanium, it's now only going to cost 33 million titanium. It is 67.5% cheaper than it was yesterday. You guys hear me? Now, I know some of these don't look good. Oh my gosh, the Coronar, that looks terrible at Tier 8. Again, keep in mind, you've got too many duplicate entries here, so they had to scale out. But you will notice, all right, from Tier, say, 8 on a lot of these ships, all right, Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10, Tier 11, some of these are dropping. It's not the same as the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and even the 60s and the 70s over here on the rare ships. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, they're going to continue to feed off the whales, aren't they? They're only going to reduce a Tier 12 Enterprise by less than 1%. Sorry, toys. Sorry, toys. You're going to continue to pay the same thing you've always paid, right? No. Remember, in the first video, I mentioned that this is step 1 of a two-pronged approach, all right? So I'm going to get you guys a good chance to take a look at this. By the way, still some nice reductions on the survey ships, okay? Some nice reductions on the survey ships, but again, not super scaling. They didn't have too many problems here before, but they are still made cheaper, again, until you get up to around that Tier 9 plus mark, okay? Now, for the next part of this video, I want to shout out Elcars 2.0, who did a fantastic, I mean, this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to switch you guys over here to, here we go, right here. Take a look at this. Now, here's what I want to show you here. This is super cool, all right? And there's a ton of data here, by the way. All kinds of stuff. Nice, pretty charts, and we're going to break it all down. First thing that I want to do is say, great job, Elcars, okay? From Elcars 2.0 Discord, this is G4 repair ship cost, or repair cost adjustments. And by the way, this is actually going to take into account not only your existing research, but your new potential research. The 4 researches right here, the 4 researches that are now going to be featured in column 35 and 38 of your station tree. So now here's what I want to do. I want to zoom in on this part right here, okay? Let's talk about this right here. Oh gosh, what am I doing? There we go. All right, here we go. I want to take a look at this particular part right here, and then we'll come back out. These right here are all the things that affect your repair cost up until this point. All right, and these are the maximum potentials. Here, the only input that you're going to have on this entire spreadsheet is your ops level. And by the way, it only goes down to 39. We're going to set it to 39 for a moment. That means that there's no G4 specialty here. What this is a potential calculator, folks. A potential calculator, meaning at Ops 39, if I had all of these things maxed out for my ops level, if they were all maxed out for my ops level, then this is my total repair cost efficiency. Okay, that is it. So let's come over here and take a look at, say, a Kelvin. Where's the Kelvin? Kelvin. Here you go, right here. All right, here's our Kelvin. And I want to zoom in on this, okay, because there's some cool stuff to take a look at. All right, here's the Kelvin. We're going to zoom in here real quick. All right, now this is the actual cost of this ship if I had all my research maxed out for an Ops 39, okay? And by the way, this is what you're used to. If you've got a Kelvin, this should be about what you're paying, again, if you have max potential on your research. Now, come over here to the chart. Blue is the old cost in titanium. Now, you notice some plateaus here. Look here, between 10 and 11, 8 and 9. Weird, okay? Let's come down to, let me go back over here to the rare ships, the Newton, okay? Take a look at this. One small, then a stair step, 2 evens, 3 evens, then 2 more, then 2 more, then 2 more. That's weird, right? It should have never been that way to begin with. And by the way, some of you guys flying a USS Newton, these costs should look somewhat familiar to you. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. By the way, if you're Ops 39, obviously you're not flying these ships, okay? I'm doing this for the purposes of demonstrating the new titanium base values without any research. Okay, so if you've got all of your G4 repair cost research completed as of right now, G4 players, then these become your new repair costs right out the gate. When maintenance is lifted and you fly your ship, these are your new costs right here. Okay, and by the way, that is represented by the orange bar, new titanium values, and it's a much more smooth flow. Still got a nice big gap here between 7 and 8. All right, but a nice, relatively smooth bell curve, except for this little bump right here between 7 and 8. Okay, between 7 and 8, we still got a little bit of a hike. All right, now the gray bar obviously going up and down. Why is that going up and down? That's the percentage change, and that's, for example, taking into account Tier 8 that has a small jump, but then a bigger jump, then a small jump, then a bigger jump, then a small jump. That's because of these weird freaking original values. But now we got something that's a little bit more smooth. Let's take a look at the pylon. Same thing. Still a little bit of a jump here between 7 and 8. But again, an orange bar that's flowing nicely. There's the Coronar. Let's go back up and take a look at the Hydra, okay? Nice and smooth. Not even anything with like a real big noticeable jump. Let's come over here to the uncommons. There's the Kelvin we saw. Here's the Valdor. Nice and smooth. Smooth stepping up. Maybe a slight break between 8 and 9, but still relatively smooth. A nice bell curve. And here's what I'm here to show you. This right here, if you're flying a Valdor, these are your new costs right out the gate when maintenance is lifted. These are what you were paying before. These are what you're going to pay after maintenance is lifted on the February patch. Now, let's show you something a little bit cooler. Let's come up here. Thanks to the ingenuity of the designers over at LCars, they've got this thing right here. Okay, and I'm actually gonna, you know what, I'm gonna zoom back in on this. This is actually super. Gosh, I keep doing that. This is very, very cool. This is a projection calculator. It's gonna tell you what researches you can do based on your ops. So let's jump this to 40. Everybody take a good look, and let's use this one as a baseline. I'm 319. That's what I've got at Ops 39, 319%. I go to 40. Now my potential is 343%. What changed over here? Okay, well, I can see that one changed. That one went up to 2. Let's see what else we can find here. All right, we've got an extra 5% on the dry dock. So there was 1. We got 1, 555, 444, 10, 10, 1. You guys remember that, because I'll come back to you. All right, now you got 1, 666, 555, 10, 10, 2. All right, this shows the potential. at your particular ops level of what it's going to be, okay, of what it can be with the research. Now, you'll notice that the before and after figures didn't change. That's because we still don't have any of this research. So, you know what? I actually stated this unfairly earlier. Let's say you're flying a Kelvin, okay? You're obviously not Ops 40. Let's go over here to Ops 42 where you can build it, right? Is that fair? Ops 42, that's where you can build a Kelvin, okay? Now, what you're going to notice, this after field is coming after these 4 new researches, okay? After these 4 new researches, what we're going to see now is an adjustment with the before and the after fields. We're going to see a differential here, all right? If you were Ops 42, now, and I don't know if I can actually do this, probably not without screwing it up, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, there. We're going to make them 0. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, better undo that. How do we undo that? Oh, boy, I done messed it all up. Okay, well, these figures are still good over here, so let's come back down here, and we are still seeing the adjustment, thank goodness, okay? So for an Ops 42, I even said this mistakenly to you earlier, you are going to get, I wonder if that's going to repopulate. Let's try this. Nope, I screwed it all up. I screwed it up. Okay, hang on. I can fix this. I can fix it. Hang on. Do a little bit of research, do a little bit of surgery here, and we're going to fix it. Going to fix it. Gotta fix it. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I got it fixed. Now, what I was wanting to display is unfortunately not something that I'm actually going to be able to display at this particular moment. But let's say that you were Ops 42, okay, or Ops 44. You're going to see the maximum potential of all this stuff, meaning that if you got your research maxed out, including these new ones, then you're going to see. Now, by the way, you're still going to see this before and after. The before is before these researches. The after is going to be after these researches are applied. So even when you come over here, you can see what the values were going to be before and what the values are going to be now. Guys, I'm here to tell you, for those of you flying like a Tier 4 Kelvin or a Tier 5 Kelvin, which is, by the way, super powerful, all right, you're not paying nearly the cost as what you were paying before. And you'll notice that the trite values are still smooth and going down. Let's go up here to Ops 46, where you can build a rare ship. Now, arguably, it's going to take you a little bit of time to get through these researches down here, but look at your potential research efficiencies. And by the way, this is on top of the base value, and this is why the upper tiers did not get a whole lot of love, okay, with the base value reductions, is because this is part 2, everybody. They're introducing new researches that are available deeper and deeper as you get higher. Let's take a quick look at Ops 50. Let's max it all out. You can see that you can go all the way to level 10 on these, each one having a 150% boost with a maximum potential cost savings of 685%. And you come down here and you take a look, okay? Take a look at that Kelvin now. Take a look at that Kelvin, how nice and inexpensive it is compared to what it was. Okay? Compared to what it was. Let's come down to an epic level 50 ship. Now, this is still, that's a lot of tritanium. All right? But it's level 50. It's level 50, bro, and it's still cheaper than what it was. Look all the way down. Even with the research at Tier 11 getting a 30% reduction. Tier 12, a 20% reduction. All right, and you see how nice and smooth it is on the bars. No more stair-stepping of the tiers. All right, I want to give a quick shout-out to Fartasia and the team over at Elcards 2.0. You guys check them out. This tool will be available. I told them I was going to show it off. It's an amazing tool, and right here you've got it, folks. Here is the overall. Every single piece of data in the game leads to this right here. These are the reductions averaged out for every ship, every faction, every rarity in the game, and you can see some of these numbers are beautiful. Where is the cost efficiency point? Looks like it's probably around Tier 5, Tier 6. All right, at Tier 7, maybe Tier 7. Then at Tier 8, we definitely start to see the flattening of the curve. The bell curve starting to flatten out just a little bit. All right, but at the front end of G4 ships, At the front end of G4 space, we are seeing these ships become massively more affordable to players breaking into G4 space. And there you have it. The fix, at least at this point. And I know, listen, I know when I spoke not long ago regarding the whole burning thing, and I was interviewing VIPs all over the place, I said, what would you want? What would you want if you could name your price? And almost overwhelmingly, they all said, gosh, I mean, obviously make it as cheap as possible, but if you cut it in half, I'll be happy. If you cut it in half, I'll be happy. I'm here to tell you, folks, for almost, I mean, so many of you, it's more than half. We're talking up to 80% at some levels. Folks, this is the adjustment to the G4 repair cost that we have been looking for the last 15 to 18 months, and it is here in this February 2021 arc. Questions, comments, leave them in the section below. I'm excited to hear what you think. Players, have you been holding back, waiting to get into G4? Are you ready to go now? G4 players, are you just absolutely tired of spending so much titanium? Are you happy to see these reductions? Is there something else that we need to do? Or is this the solve to the problem that's been plaguing the community for the last 18 months? I want to hear it from you guys. Leave your comments in the section below. Please subscribe to the channel. Please click the bell. Please share with your team. Please like this video. And I will catch you on the next one. So much more information to bring you. Don't go anywhere. By the way, visit our website, too. That is STFC.online, where you'll get links to our Discord, links to everything else that we're doing. We got our website and our podcast and all this, and we've got an absolute ton of information to provide. We're not done yet, folks. We are not done yet. Stay tuned for more news regarding this arc. My name is UltimatDjz, host of the Talking Trek podcast. This is Teaching Trek, and we'll see you next time. Love you, Mina. Bye.